Okay, my dad is naturally funny. He will just talk and like he will just naturally make jokes that'll make our whole family laugh. And like his laugh is contagious, so we just continue laughing.
Yeah. So you take after your mom? Is that?
That's brutal. This guy can't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to.
Yeah.
I get through my story, please. Oh my God.
This man is a maniac.
Dude,
He's a maniac.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Bonos Gamers podcast. This is episode 7 and my final episode of 2023. And thankfully, I get to spend this episode with, you know him as Dr. Punch, Falcon Tactics. He's here in the house tonight.
Not anymore. Not after that. No. Dr. Punch.
Falcon Punch. Falcon Punch.
Oh my gosh, bro. All right. What's up, guys?
We're also joined by the Honorable Judge Yugi. Yugi 601. How's it going?
Court is now in session. What's up, everybody? Order.
Oh my goodness.
You're about to knock your camera off again.
Just wait till we talk about the Game of the Year awards.
Oh goodness. His camera's just gone, bro. It's just black screen. It's just this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It might get there with a couple of these.
Oh gosh, bro.
Tonight, I guess we're going to call this the Christmas episode. And we're going to get started here by talking about, yes, everyone's favorite topic, the Game Awards, because as of the date of this recording, it was last night. I was able to watch a little bit of it. Yugi, I know you watched some of it. Falcon, did you get to watch any of the show?
I watched bits and pieces of it because my brother was watching it, but I was sick while it was happening, so I was resting.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's going to be kind of a lightning round. I just want to go through some of these winners and maybe just talk about some of the game announcements that showed up. That's really what I'm most interested in at this point. Some of the stuff that we have to look forward to, and see what you guys thought about the show overall. Maybe give it a grade or something. We'll just do that real quick though tonight. So yeah, what do you think about Game of the Year? Any complaints?
I got no complaints, mostly because we already pretty much talked about it. We were like, yeah, it's probably going to be Baldur's Gate, and it is. So
right.
I don't really have any complaints because it was expected.
Yeah, it was. I think that's what most people expected. I know that I said I think it might be Alan Wake 2, and to be fair, Alan Wake 2 won several awards, and if anyone was in competition to steal that spot from Baldur's Gate, it was Alan Wake 2. So I wasn't wrong, but I was wrong. Because it got basically the runner-up, I feel like, is Best Game Direction. Alan Wake 2 came away with that. It came away with Best Narrative as well. It came away with Best Art Direction. Those are all some pretty big wins. There was something else that won, I feel like, too, somewhere on here.
Didn't it win Game Direction?
Yeah, I just said that. Best Game Direction.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Art Direction.
I think that's it.
Yep.
That might have been it, but still, those are some big
Yeah.
categories. So Alan Wake 2 apparently is a good game that we should all play.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Okay, well, when I get a new gen console and when I get the game itself, I'll play it.
I started playing the first one last night after the Game
What'd you
Awards. I played episode 1. It's in episodes, I guess. Played through episode 1, and I thought, I can see why this would be interesting. It gave me really big Control vibes. I don't know if you guys have played Control, which is by the same developer. I guess Control has Alan Wake vibes. It's not the other way around, but because it came out later, but that's what it reminded me of. And so it was interesting. He's like a writer. I've never played it before. Have you played it before? No.
Nope.
He's a writer, but he has writer's block. And so him and his wife go off to this island for like in New England or something. It looks like it's Christmas time, or like Christmas time, maybe fall or something. And it's this small town, getaway town, and they have a cabin that they've rented, and he's trying to get out of this writer's block, but some really spooky stuff is happening, and I don't know if things are real. I don't know if it's all in his head or what's going on, but right now there's these ghost-like creatures attacking him, but the only thing that he can fight them with is light. They're in darkness, and he has to use a flashlight to fight them. So it's like light versus dark, literally. And once he once the light dissipates the darkness, then he can shoot him with a gun. But
all right.
And then his wife disappears, she gets kidnapped or something. I don't know. it was kind of crazy. It was a lot of like, wait, like it would jump, like the jumps didn't make sense sometimes, where it would be he'd be here and then all of a sudden he'd be somewhere completely different. You're like, wait, what's going on?
So then at the end of the game, Alan wakes up.
He might. He might.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, it really does. It feels like he's in some kind of dream world. It really does.
Well, I mean, what you just described, I'm like, bro, that's all I could think of. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not normally the one to make these dad jokes out here, but I mean, like, it was right there.
It was.
Yeah. I mean, it would be the perfect name for that. The story was interesting enough, so I can see why it would win Best Narrative. That's my point. Why the second one would win that? Because I thought it was pretty interesting so far. Cliches aside, anything else that like stuck out to you guys?
Me. Yeah. Okay. Super Mario Bros. Wonder 1 Best Family Game, and I'm happy.
That's right.
I'm so happy.
And it should have, and it did. So.
Yes, and it did. That's literally all I have to say about that. I was waiting for it to win it, and then it did. And I was like, yes.
One of the first categories they announced, too, was that one.
Yeah.
They had it over really early in the night. I went back and watched some more of it today. And
I'll probably end up watching the whole thing later in double speed because it's 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But
dude, it was so long.
Yeah.
I only saw the last hour of it live and I thought, when is this going to end? Like, it felt so long.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
But some of the stuff at the beginning was a lot better, I thought, than some of the stuff at the end. So.
Well, my brother ended up clipping some things from the from it. Okay, he clipped it. I woke up after he clipped something. Okay, it said this message was sent 50 minutes ago, right when he sent it. And I was like, okay, it's probably over by now. He comes back in the room like 10 minutes after I'm done watching it, and he's still watching it. And I'm like, it's like 50 minutes later, and it's like I don't even remember when he sent it. I wish I did, but I'm like, it was in the evening. It was already dark outside. Okay, so I was like, bro, it's gotta be over, right?
Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
It was really long. It was really long. I don't know. I guess since it's not like on television, like a normal award show, they can just make it as long as they want or whatever.
I mean, they can. Yeah.
I mean, he's got all those ad spots. The longer it is, the more ads you sell, the more money you make. So,
yeah.
So,
I was looking at that.
I guess I can't fault him for it, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush won Best Audio Design. I agree with that. I thought that was an excellent game. Excellent audio design there. Best Performance went to Neil Newborn from Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't seen him in that. The only ones I've seen are the Spider-Man and Star Wars and Final Fantasy 16. I thought all of those characters did an excellent job.
Sea of Stars won Best Independent Game.
Yeah,
and I was really happy with that.
Me too.
Mostly because I played it for probably about an hour. I have like unedited footage and I never actually posted it. I decided not to post it. Anyways, but but I did end up playing it for about an hour, and I actually did really like the game Sea of Stars. Oh my gosh. I'm never going to be able to say that name correctly.
I still really want to play it. I still really want to play it. I'm going to play it at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I got to find the time to do it.
I recommend it, bro. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I got further in it, but I have not yet. So
Yugi last night. Let's see. Dave the Diver. Is that the one that was with all the controversy because it was the company's owned by Nexon, which is like $1 billion company or something, and why is that considered an indie game when your supporter is worth $1 billion? They had multiple games with debut trailers throughout the show. And I kept seeing, I was like, did they like buy their way into the Game Awards because they wanted to show off other games or something? I don't know. I thought it was really bizarre because I've never heard of this company before. Like, who are these people?
Yeah.
I thought that was really weird.
Because being in the Game Awards gives you a spot in like the PlayStation Store, Steam Store. I imagine Nintendo, Xbox have their own versions. So,
well, there were like how many people watching it live last night on the?
Oh, it was almost
Game
a million.
Awards. It was almost a million, and then you have all the other YouTubers who are restreaming it, and people are watching with them too. It had to be over $1 million. You got a lot of eyes on you when you pay for that ad spot. Yeah. It's a lot of potential customers all in one night that see your game.
I suppose you would probably end up making back your money after paying for that ad spot anyways.
Yeah, I would think so. Best action game, Armored Core 6. I agree with that. Yeah, that was a really good action game.
Yeah, you did a good review of that game.
Tears of the Kingdom, best action adventure. That's good.
Fair.
They got something.
Fair.
I'm glad they got something. If they hadn't won that, I think there would have been a lot of people that were upset.
just a little bit,
Because that's a really good game. I mean, it was a tough year. There's a lot of good games. I don't know. Best family game, Super Mario Wonder. Anything stuck out to you, Yugi, winner wise? I think I pretty much covered all of that.
Stuck out to me. I feel like seeing like, what was it? The one I told you about? It was best ongoing.
Oh, Cyberpunk.
Online game was Cyberpunk. I was like, what? Like,
yeah.
A joke.
Because it was
best ongoing game.
Where is that one?
Fortnite and Final Fantasy 14. That was that.
Dude,
Final Fantasy 14 is like the MMO. You know what I mean? Like before after World of Warcraft, it would be like second.
Right. So weren't there like a year ago or something so many people trying to play Final Fantasy 14 that you couldn't get into Final Fantasy 14 to play?
Yeah.
It was like some people were waiting like 3, 4, or 5 hours to get into a lobby or whatever to play the game because there were so many people playing.
Mm-hmm.
So
it plays so well. I played it. It's an amazing MMO. I'm not too keen of like having to keep up with something like that because there just absolutely is so much content.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me it's more relevant than Cyberpunk? It just sounds ridiculous. It almost feels like a handout, really. And then you're seeing all the Fortnite trailers, and I'm like, come on, Fortnite knows it's king. You know what I mean? Come on, like they probably don't even need the award, honestly.
No, and all this new stuff with the racing. I haven't played it yet, but the rocket racers and then
they got rocket
Fortnite
racing
Lego.
and then they got it's essentially Minecraft if Minecraft was Lego and Fortnite
there it is.
and not Minecraft.
Yeah.
So it's like Lego Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's like Lego Fortnite.
So you got multiple different modes. You got VR, you got Lego, Minecraft, Fortnite thing. You got racers, the creative maps, save the world. Yeah, come on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cyberpunk looks good, but it ain't that good.
You've played Lego Fortnite, Falcon?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I've watched more Lego Fortnite than I did of the Game Awards. And mostly that was because, like I said, my brother was watching a lot of stuff while I was sick in bed. So I was watching pretty much what he was watching. So he was watching a lot of Lego Fortnite, and I saw a lot of Lego Fortnite this morning as well. It looks so good, and I can't wait to do some videos on it. Yeah, I'm like, people were telling me they had some cool ideas of like doing some sort of like Hunger Games through it, and I was like, ooh, that would be fun. I was like, I would love to host a Hunger Games. It would be good. It would be good.
Yeah, but you still have Ritz left, so you're not ready for that.
Why you gotta point me out like that, bro?
Because Ritz are so good.
They really are, bro. Just
you know what? Ritz Cracker, if you're watching this by any chance, I would love for you to sponsor the podcast. I would totally be up for that.
Yes.
We love Ritz Crackers. They are the best.
Yes. They're literally my favorite cracker out of all crackers in the world.
They're so
very important.
They're so good. They're so buttery. Oh, now I want some Ritz Crackers.
You're literally
for real.
You're simping over Ritz Crackers right now, bro. Oh my goodness! But here, just
I had
so
some today already.
Ritz, I'm just gonna.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. What about game announcements at the Game Awards? Anything stick out to you guys for that part? Because I wrote down a few that I thought looked like they could be good. I like, for example, I thought Light No Fire, which is by the No Man's Sky creators. I don't know if you saw that one, but it's got like basically you are in. They said it was an Earth-sized world. I guess you can go anywhere you want in it. And I was a little confused about if it was procedurally generated or not, because No Man's Sky is, but this almost looked like it wasn't. I'm not really sure, but they like you can ride dragons and like I don't know, do all kinds of stuff in it. There were like bunny people in it. The graphics looked incredible, and I know No Man's Sky came out in not a great state and they made a lot of like promises with that game early on that didn't deliver, and they fixed it over the last decade, and now it's supposedly a really good game. But this one, I felt like they were a little more cautious with what they were promising, but at the same time, the stuff that they showed off, I mean, looked really, really good. So,
probably because they were scared because of what happened last time. They were like, okay, don't promise too much, deliver what we know we can do,
exactly,
and then build off of it.
yeah, smart.
So
smart.
Pretty much. That's why Jeff was kind of looking at him like, here we go again. Like I love that they embraced it though. That shows character, you know?
Yeah. It looked pretty cool. What about? Did you see anything? Yugi stood out to you on announcement?
Yeah, if I can piggyback off that though, if you get a chance, if you guys play on PC at all, it gave me strong Valheim vibes. If you ever played that game.
Okay,
so
I haven't played it, but
that's a huge map, procedurally generated, but the biomes are always going to be the same. So there's like certain bosses that you would expect in a certain biome, but the map is very big, and the planes in between are going to be, randomized. So that what it gave me. It gave me Valheim, but with a huge graphics update. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that
would be a game that like from what I saw, like it immediately reminded me of that, because Valheim's like that. Like everything you see, you can climb, you can go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they can master that, it may be a very big game, because Valheim was huge. Yeah. If they do it right, so we'll see. But for me, game that stood out to me, I guess I'll do a softball one. The games that stood out to me was definitely the Sega remakes, because I'm waiting for Jet Set Radio to come out. Right, they haven't made one in over 20 years. Finally, Jet Set Radio is getting some respect.
Yeah.
Falcon, and I'm sure you saw me. Remember, I was playing Cyberpunk not too long ago.
Yep.
I was thinking like here's another company saying, fine, we'll do it. Now Sega wants to wake up all of a sudden and shows Jet Set Radio some love. So if this does well,
it looks like they've been working on it already, doesn't it? I mean, they showed off some stuff. I can't imagine they did all that between what was it called? Cyberpunk. And now, can you? I mean, it looked like it.
I mean,
for a little bit.
Yeah, because it looks like they're stepping away from like the cell shaded graphics. So I don't know how I feel about it personally. I'm gonna have to see.
I kind of agree with you. I haven't seen the trailer on it, but I mean, hearing that they would do that, to me sounds a little bit weird, considering that pretty much Jet Set Radio, like that was the style of Jet Set Radio. You know,
right.
It's like if you were to take away cell shading from Borderlands, like you don't do that.
No. Yeah, it's very strange. Like, I don't see why they would, because look at the company. I think it's CyberConnect 2. They did the Naruto Ninja Storm series, and then they're now doing I think it's Demon Slayer. The cell shading is only getting better. So the fact that like they went for this 3D model, I'm a little apprehensive, but we'll see. But I am hyped. There's that Golden Axe, Crazy Taxi. I'm a huge Crazy Taxi fan.
Crazy Taxi.
So So
the cell shaded stuff ages so well. You know,
right.
It still looks good. 20 years from now, it'll still look good. You know, and it up-reses really well too. So it is an interesting choice to go away from that. But do that Crazy Taxi looked really good.
I'm letting you guys know right now. I already told you I was sick. Okay, I didn't see half the things that were in there. So
it was like
I didn't even know.
It was like a montage of all 5 games, and it was really kind of hard to differentiate. I mean, it wasn't, but they were really quick shots of each thing. And so there wasn't a lot to analyze there, but the little bit we saw of Crazy Taxi, I was like, okay, that looks really good. And Shinobi looked like it was going like almost like an indie, like hand-drawn art style, sort of. It was still 2D. I was surprised they went with kept it 2D, but it looked really good too. And Golden Axe. What in the world? I mean, it looked like it was like in Unreal Engine 5 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is, but it looked really, really good. And I'm
all
really
for it, man.
surprised that Golden Axe is one of the. I don't know. Golden Axe.
Yeah, I'm all for it, because again, I'm thinking of it like this: if Capcom can do it so well, why can't Sega? Because when Capcom does their remakes, it's like ground up remakes. The gameplay's improved, the graphics are improved. Sometimes they'll even add elements that weren't in previous installations. So I don't see why Sega can't adopt that same skill, or I guess not skill, but I guess I would say more that same like marketing or money making strategy, right? I don't know how to say it, but because obviously the creativity's down. But let's be honest, I think for a game that's over 20 years old, it's warranted at this point. You know,
oh yeah,
it's not like
it's not like The Last of Us 2 remake.
Exactly.
This is Shinobi, which is a 90s game. You know, it's been a long time.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. Honestly, I think of all the announcements, that's the one that I am most hyped about as well. Yeah. And I'm not even, I have no nostalgia for Sega games, really. I never had a Sega console or a Sega handheld as a kid growing up. My cousin did, but I didn't. So I don't have like a strong nostalgia for like Sonic the Hedgehog or anything.
Yeah.
I enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's just like I didn't really play it till I was an adult, so it's not the same. You know what I mean? And so these games, I mean, I've played. I mean, not very much,
especially considering the fact that you've never played the Sega. There's an entire library of games.
Oh yeah,
that were exclusive to Sega that they can like draw. Yeah, so it's like they can re-tap into that and remake those. And it's like now the new generation can experience what I experienced, but in better graphics.
Yeah.
You know, and
I'm super excited about it.
Exactly. Because who knows what the future may hold. You know, there's tons of more remakes they can do that. And you know, we were talking earlier about it, like, you know, Comic Zone, games like that. There was a game called Rings, which I don't know if you guys ever heard about this. I'm going to pitch it for like 1 quick minute because you have to hear about this game. So it was a side scroller, a lot like Castlevania, but you would collect rings. And then depending on which part of your fingers you would put them on, you would cast different like magic attacks. So if you put like, let's say you put like your storm ring on your index, water one on your thumb and like a fire one in your ring finger, it would do a completely different effect. So it was like, it gave you like an element of like creativity where you can, it's so cool.
That's cool.
Okay. The game was just called Rings. I'll never forget that game because it was just so, again, another one of those games that like felt ahead of its time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like not even in the new Elder Scrolls or the latest Elder Scrolls, I should say. You can choose what rings or what fingers you put your rings on, you know? Like a lot of games don't actually let you do that. So the fact that the ring system on that game was so expansive, like I think the customization screen for your skills was literally just like your hands out like this. And you would select like where you would put the rings on.
Nice.
And what element it was. It's so cool. Nice. So again, like there's so much there that they can draw inspiration from because again, the creativity's down the toilet with a lot of these AAA companies, man. So just go for it.
Real quick side note, and then I want to come back to Sega. I thought
what's up?
When the guy who voices God of War.
Oh yeah, he was a savage for that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And he said my speech was longer than the latest Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah. He didn't have to do that. Did you see? Stared at them too. They were like,
yeah.
They were so mad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And he goes, oh well,
just a company I'll never work for.
Oh,
it was so good. It was so funny.
Out of everything in the Game Awards that I saw, that was actually something that I saw when I looked at the highlights this morning. That was something that I saw.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
I was just like
I'm so happy he did that. I'm not gonna lie. People really need to wake up. They need to wake up. Now the next one, they got to do it for Madden, and then I'll really be happy.
Dude,
back to Sega.
I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention until you said that. I'm literally watching all the announcements from the Game Awards, so I'm focused. Like I'm biting my lip literally while.
No worries.
But I'm listening.
But back to Sega. So at the bottom of that trailer, they listed all the games, and then it said "and more."
Yeah.
Did you notice that? So
yeah.
So this is not a lie. Last night, after the awards, I started Alan Wake Remastered.
Yeah.
And then I played a little Comic Zone.
Hey, my man.
Because I never played it before. I'd never ever seen it before. And dude, that game is really fun.
Yeah, I told you, man.
It's so ahead of its time. And I hope that you're right. I hope that the and more, I hope that means they're going to do a Comic Zone remake. That's pretty cool. Some of the dialogue, it was hard to read because it was pretty fast and you're trying to play and fight at the same time. But some of the lines I could get through were pretty funny. So
that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play more of that game. That was really good.
I can imagine a remake where the most expensive part of it would be getting Troy Baker as a voice actor because he's in every game. And there it is. That would be the most expensive part of it. Cell shade it, keep it the same style. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, I like how he like leapt from pane to pane, like he leapt over the white parts of the comic book page. Like it was so cool.
Yeah.
What is there any other Sega game that you hope that they're gonna do? You seem to be a Sega aficionado on here.
Oh man, I'm telling you, the Jurassic Park game was really good, but I know they're making a horror game already. They got announced.
Mm-hmm.
But keeping it Sega related, games like Rings, I would say these are very niche games that I can think of off the top of my hand. Another huge one. I highly recommend you play this game. I don't even think you understand. Like, this game is called Vector Man.
Okay.
It is the Vector coolest. Man It is so cool, man. He's just a bunch of little he's like a man made out of all these different like balls, but he can use it in different ways, and he like becomes a helicopter. He's like really cool, man. It's very charming, you know. He has like a little sense of humor. Sometimes he'll hold his hands up like this, right, and then his belly drops, and he has to pick it back up. And he's like, "You didn't see that?" Like there was a lot of personality in that time. I feel like Vector Man, it had three. It had a whole trilogy. So Vector Man trilogy remaster, boom, there you go. Or remake, that would be even better.
That's a good candidate. Yeah. You're right. Falcon, you seen anything over there that's interesting to you? Any announcements? I've got a couple more here.
I just saw the Jet Set Radio one.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that's kind of fire. Okay. It does look. I do gotta agree. It looks really good, and it looks like they've been working on it for a while. I don't think the cell shading is going to be a big deal. Like not having the cell shading,
right?
How they animated the game. Their style choice on how the game is made for this one, I still think it'll look fine. And I'm not saying I don't wish that the cell shading was there, because to me that just made it look like Jet Set Radio, but I don't think it'll be a big deal, especially for new people who are going to play the game.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it'll be a big deal now when it comes out, but 20 years from now, will it still look as good as, what it could have looked if it was cell shaded? Also, earlier this year, Sega announced that they were working on the first quadruple A game. I don't know if you guys remember them saying that. And I just wonder if any of these is that, or if they're considering, I don't even know what, we know triple A games and double A games. Like we know what that looks like, but I don't know. I don't know if they got something else that they haven't announced yet, or if it was one of these that we just didn't get to see enough of yet. Maybe it was. Maybe it's one of these, or maybe they're working on all these at the same time. Maybe that's their quadruple A game. I don't know. But interesting stuff. I thought, a couple of other standouts for me. I didn't make it through the whole show. I know a lot of people were excited about Monster Hunter Wilds. I know a lot of people were probably excited about The Last Ronin. Visions of Mana, I thought was cool that we're getting another Mana game.
I'm one of those guys who loves Secret of Mana, so I'm like, I can't say I've played all of them, but I do like Secret of Mana, and I like the whole franchise. And I said Secret of Mana, I know that's only one game out of the many, but I'm like, that's probably one of my favorite ones that I played.
Black Knight Wukong got a release date. I know people have been excited about that one, of August 20th of 2024. Well, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, a remake of that. I thought that looked really good. But the surprising one to me was the God of War Ragnarok Valhalla DLC. Not because they made DLC, but because I don't think it was leaked. I think that it's dropping next week, or by the time this is out, it'll be this week, I guess. December 15th, or was it December 12th? I can't remember. One of those days.
I think it was the 12th,
It's dropping on December 12th then, and the surprising part of it was that it's free.
Yeah.
And, I thought from Sony, who, in my opinion, has made some kind of greedy choices this generation, the last couple of years. I think they've kind of strained the goodwill of their fans in a way by some of their payment practices. And they keep raising prices on stuff. I thought, you know what? That was a really good Christmas gift for all of your God of War fans and all of your Sony fans in general. Just having that free DLC, because it looked really good. It looked really good. It looked. It didn't look like it wasn't like a free skin. Like it was like actual like new gameplay to do. So I thought that was really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and Blade. We didn't. Nobody brought up Blade.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Falcon. Why didn't you bring up Blade?
I'm pretty hyped about it, but I'll tell you what, it's third person, same studio that makes, the Dishonored games. I think their last one was a mixed review for some people, but I'm excited for it. But I'm also like, I'm worried that, like, I wonder what their art style is going to be. I guess I don't know if the trailer would be anything for it.
It was a cinematic trailer.
Yeah. So that's the only thing, but I'm
how
happy
much
they're doing
can
something.
Yeah. How much can you disconnect your cinematics from your actual gameplay art style?
Right.
Can they differ much?
I mean, considering the studio, I would hope that it's not, because most of the stuff they show you kind of like know what to expect, but at the same time, like, you never really know. I don't know if it looks anything like the Dishonored games. I'm okay with it, because that was like a nice mix of, like, somewhat cartoonish but still 3D graphics. So
yeah,
kind of okay with that. I know they're just doing this to build hype up for the movie that I think is coming out after, I imagine. So hopefully it's not lazy, but I doubt it. Arcane can cook if you really let them work.
Yeah, it's by Arcane, but I think Arcane made Redfall, and Redfall was not good.
Yeah, that would
Falcon,
be.
Did you play Redfall?
I did indeed, and I am. Oh, jeez.
Won't get those hours back, will you?
Yeah, nope. Dude, you know what's crazy? I streamed it too.
Yeah.
You were just mad, I bet.
I really was. Oh,
I sort of did a review on it, but I didn't script that one. I just kind of ranted about it for a little bit, about 5 minutes, and let it go. But I think it's a different division of Arcane that is making Blade than what made Redfall. I think that's what I read somewhere today. I probably should fact check that, but I'm excited that it's I guess going to be an Xbox exclusive. I think that's good for Xbox. I think that I don't know how much it's going to help the movie. I've been hearing weird things about the movie being in some trouble and stuff, so I don't know about that. But I thought the trailer was good. I mean, it at least like got you kind of hyped for it. And what they said about it, third person, they made a super big point to make sure they mentioned that it is single player. And I thought that was interesting. Is like, because all the stuff going on with like Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights and the Avengers, like those did not do well with all of their live action stuff. So I thought, you know what, they're gonna go ahead and put it out there now. Single player Blade, that's good. Sounds cool. So we'll see. I think it might be a little weird to have Spider-Man and Wolverine over at Sony on PlayStation, and then have Blade over on Xbox. Might be
because the dork in me is fantasizing about Blade and Wolverine cutting up vampires together. But
dude, that would be awesome.
That would be so good. That would be so good. And Wolverine wouldn't be happy about it, but it'll be one of those situations where he has to or something. Oh, it'd be so good.
Wolverine's never happy about anything. So
yeah, exactly. So we'll see.
Awesome. Well, that was the Game Awards. In a nutshell, that was the quick version of the Game Awards. Again, it was 3.5 hours long, y'all. So what do you want from me? We just
condensed it in less than an hour. There we go.
So we've been talking the last few episodes about games and how they might relate to faith, and tonight Falcon is thankfully he's thought of a game that he wants to bring into this discussion of gaming and faith. And so Falcon, I'm going to hand it over to you, man, and let you tell us about this game.
Okay, so the game I chose is Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I actually have I have the remake.
Did not see that coming.
I know you wouldn't. I knew you wouldn't.
I like where this is going.
Okay. Now then, so for anyone who knows what Kirby's Return to Dreamland is, essentially, for anyone who doesn't know what Kirby's Return to Dreamland is, okay, you play as Kirby, okay, the little pink puffball. Essentially, in this game, Kirby and his friends try and help out this guy named Magalore who crashed on the planet Popstar, which is Kirby's home planet. Okay, this guy's like from some unknown planet. He's like an alien or something or whatever he is. Okay, Magalore asks Kirby and his friends to help him find the pieces to a broken ship and repair everything. And yeah, everything looks all dandy and stuff. We're like, oh yeah, we'll go help out this guy. So Kirby decides to go help him out. As soon as they help him out and actually find all the pieces to his ship, they take him to this new place where they're like, oh guys, come here. I want to show you guys something cool. Now that you guys repaired my ship, okay? They take him to this other planet, and this planet has like this cool dragon on it, which we think is evil because, you know, Magalore told us is evil, okay? But then we figured out after we defeated the dragon that all Magalore wanted was the power source that the dragon had, okay? He had been lying to us this whole time about repairing his ship so we can go do some cool stuff together. And then that brings me to my next point. In this whole story, Magalore was basically telling Kirby this lie the whole time about him trying to help him out. And he basically trapped him to follow and do what he told them to do. There's a whole bunch of people in this world who basically do the same thing. They'll tell you one thing. They'll tell you one thing that seems like it's right, and they'll tell you that it's truth, okay? But in the end, it's not. And it's just a lie. And they're trying to just get you to follow their plan so they can get what they want out of it. Paul says in 2 Corinthians 11, verse 13 to 14, that there are false apostles. They are deceitful workers who disguise themselves as apostles of Christ, but I'm not surprised. Even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. And in this world, it's so hard to distinguish between what is the truth and what is not the truth, especially with how the world's gotten rid of this whole view of what truth is. That people are basically describing the way truth is right now as just whatever you want it to be, which it's not true. In the back of my mind, I always just think of the fact I'm like, okay, listen, you know what math is. You know that there's always a right answer because you always get the problem wrong, darn it. Okay? I'm like, unless you're really good at math, you're probably almost always getting the problem wrong. You know there's a right answer. Okay. 1 + 1 = 2. Doesn't equal 3. Okay.
That's true.
I had someone talk to me before and they're like, well, it could equal 3. I'm like, no, it can't. They tried to argue with me and I was like, it made me so sad. Sad. Okay. Anyways, point is, there's a lot of people in this world who try and lead us down the wrong path. And the thing is, it's hard to distinguish it because they disguise themselves as like those followers of Christ. They disguise themselves as what the light looks like. And so in the end, we're foiled and we're messed up by it. The thing is, we need to know what the light looks like. So when those lies come along, even if they do look like those creatures of light or or God's servants, okay, we can still distinguish between them and know what the truth is. We know what God's trying to tell us because we can compare it to his word and the truth that we already know.
Bro's cooking.
Yeah, that's really good. What you read, 2 Corinthians, right? 11. It says that Satan masquerades as an angel of light.
Yeah, I think I was reading out of the NIV, so I apologize.
Don't.
So am I. It masquerades as an angel of light. And then what it says after that is that it is not surprising then if his servants masquerade as servants of righteousness.
Exactly.
And so, and I think you're exactly right. And in your game example, what was his name? The bad guy? Magalore? Yeah, that's a bad guy name. Come on.
It really is. It really is. Oh my goodness, dude! The description on the back of the game tries to make it out like he's not evil. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off here. It says, "Help the mysterious Magalore fix his broken ship."
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
Dude's got bad guy vibes.
No. Bro, man is wearing. He has a dark face. Okay, covered by a mask. He's wearing blue and gold. Okay. No, bro, no. Okay, anyways.
Yeah. So, well, he's masquerading as a servant of righteousness, and instead he's leading them into, he's tricking them into doing what he needs help getting done or whatever.
Yeah.
Leading them away from the true path of righteousness. And so I think that's a really important thing for us to learn, right? That we need to learn how to distinguish between good and evil, between what is sinful and what is righteous, and between what is light and what is dark. And when we can do that, man, it leads to all kinds of better, wiser choices in our life. But if we don't know how to do that, we'll be led astray every time, Kind
of reminds me a little bit, if I can chime in on the game, if you gentlemen ever played BioShock.
I haven't played it, but I know what it is.
Throughout the game, do you care if I spoil it?
Yes! No, dude.
I don't guess so.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Okay, gotcha. So throughout the game, so the cool thing about BioShock is these were one of the new games where like they started having like pop-ups and directions for where your objective was. So you're not really thinking too much about where you're going. Not too much. It's always there. It's always telling you where to go. There's always a guy in your ear, and he's constantly saying, "Would you kindly do this for me?" And you notice he's saying this throughout the whole entire game. Would you kindly open the door? Would you kindly take care of this person? And obviously, you know what that means, murder and stuff like that. It's not until the end of the game that he proposes a question to you, and he says, "Have you not been noticing the way I've been controlling you this whole time, just with a little bit of politeness? Would you kindly? Would you kindly?" But you find out that he didn't actually have your best interests at heart the whole game. And down to the point to where like he's like lecturing you almost. He's saying like, "You've been a slave this whole time. You've just been obeying me, and all I had to say was, 'Would you kindly? Would you kindly?'" He's like, "A man listens, but a slave obeys, and you've just been obeying." So you as the character, you as the person who's been playing, you feel like, I've been deceived this whole game. This guy's just been using me, But you're not thinking about it because you're just mindlessly having fun and doing the objectives, and he's been exploiting you the whole time. And he sounds very kind because he asks you, like, "Would you kindly do this?" This is like throughout the whole game. So it kind of reminds me of that, like that aspect of like deception and masquerading as someone who sounds kind, but it's not always the case.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, dude, this dialogue in the game is very joyful and bouncy. Like Magalore's
Right.
like, dude, he's very awesome. He's very nice. And well, he's not, but I mean, he sounds nice. At the end of the game, he becomes good, okay. But like, listen, that's not my point, okay.
No, yeah.
I know all the valid Kirby guys are gonna come out here, but he's good at the end. I'm like, yeah, at the end, everyone has a second chance, okay. But like, anyways.
Yeah, it's C.S. Lewis, who was an author and philosopher of sorts from the 20th century.
He's awesome.
He and a Christian. I'm going to completely butcher this. I'm just saying, I'm paraphrasing this, but he wrote at some point in some book that I can't remember which one it was. But he wrote that basically that Satan knows that a lie can trick people, but a lie that is mixed with a little bit of truth is even stronger. And so, to Yugi's point about the guy saying, "Would you kindly," like the politeness to that, the bounciness to Magalore or whatever his name is, like the joy in his voice, like the way that they spoke to different people, that was like part of the deception. That was like mixing a little bit of truth in with the lie that made it all the more deceptive and stronger and more believable. And Satan knows that. And I think there's a lot of people in the world that know that, that practice that when they want something. And there's a lot of people that think that, this is a dog eat dog world, that's the survival of the fittest, kind of world. And if it helps them get by and get to the next level by mixing a little truth in with a lie, they'll do it. And they don't think anything of it, and it's not what's best for them. It's not what's best for the people that are around them. It's just not a good way to live. You end up killing the dragon for no reason. It's probably a really nice dragon too, just protecting his homeworld. I don't know. I haven't played the game.
Hey, I mean, dude, just think of the dragon in Shrek, okay?
Oh,
just think of the dragon in Shrek. I don't know if you guys know about the dragon in Shrek.
I know, yeah. I've seen Shrek.
Okay, that's all I have to say. I'm not even going to continue my sentence.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Yep.
What a perfect end to a segment.
Right?
That was amazing.
That was outstanding.
Good. So good.
Did you guys notice?
What's the moral of the story here? What are we trying to protect against?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Moral of the story. Okay. Lies are out there everywhere and they're disguised with a little bit of truth. Okay. So you need to keep your eyes open and know what the truth looks like so you can combat against that when you see it.
And you know what? You should probably try to arm yourself with the truth before you get in that situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amen.
Be prepared. Yeah.
Yep.
A great place to start would be to just read your Bible. Just read the Bible.
Yep.
So there's gonna be things you're gonna be like, that's confusing. I don't understand what's going on. But hey, then you just read it again. When you get to the end, just start over. Eventually, it starts to make sense.
Yeah.
Pretty sure there's I don't even want to butcher it, but there's a verse in the Bible that talks about understanding comes through, like it's like knowledge comes through understanding, and understanding comes by hearing the word of God. Or it's like something like that. And I'm totally paraphrasing, but there is a verse like that in the Bible. And so essentially you just need to
Faith
read
comes
the
by
word.
hearing, and hearing by the
there
word
it
of
is.
God. Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, you essentially just got to read the word.
Yeah. It's
so you
powerful.
can understand it,
and it doesn't return void
Nope.
in your life. Yeah, very good, thanks, Falcon, for thinking of that game and preparing a little something for us. Appreciate that.
No problem.
So the next part I wanted to do, I think this will be fun, is favorite Christmas memories. We got Christmas right around the corner. Personally, I love Christmas. I have a lot of fun Christmas memories. I know it's harder for other people because they don't, like, they have, like, maybe there's painful things that happened to you around Christmas. I hope that you're able to find some joy in the Christmas season this year. I wanted to talk about maybe favorite Christmas memories, but between the three of us tonight. And if you have more than one, that's fine. Also, so I don't know if either of you want to start, or if you have any video game related Christmas memories.
Oh, there's plenty of video game related Christmas memories, but that is not what I was gonna actually list.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Don't.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, I'll list the Christmas memory first because it's short. Okay. So I'm sure you guys are both aware of what Twilight Princess is. Okay.
Yeah.
The Zelda game. Okay. Obviously, probably one of the greatest Zelda games in my opinion, but people will get mad at me for that, so I'm not gonna confirm that.
It's
okay.
It's good.
It's good. It's a good one. Okay. I think the best way to play that game is during the Christmas time because it's always cold. There's a breeze outside where we are, so it's like there's wind blowing, okay? And sometimes there's just clouds in the sky, so it's dark. You wake up in the morning, like the light filters through the window is just the perfect ambiance, and then you turn on that game, and it sets the mood.
Okay.
There was one time when my brother played that game. We played that game like after Christmas morning. Normally we spend it with our family, okay? And we did. We spent probably about an hour with our family. We opened up gifts, we talked, and had some awesome fellowship. Okay, it was great. Okay, after that, we turned on Twilight Princess and opened up a window and like let the dark light filter in through the house and played that game pretty much all day, and it was so good, bro.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry, the actual memory I was gonna say is normally.
Did you get it for Christmas?
No, I don't think we did actually. I don't even remember. Like we didn't. Well, ironically, we did not get it for Christmas.
The only reason I ask is because I think it came out like in the holiday season, right? It came out in November. I'm pretty sure because it launched with the Nintendo Wii, right?
Yeah, it did.
Which was in November.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we did not. Yeah. I remember our family did get the Nintendo Wii for Christmas, but I don't think we got Twilight Princess with it. So whenever we got it, we played it and it was fun. It was I'm pretty sure it was my dad's copy. So whenever we got it, he didn't let us play it at first. So I know it wasn't for Christmas. but yeah.
Was it the Wii version or GameCube?
It was the Wii version.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Anyways.
That's a good memory.
Actual Christmas memory. It is a good memory. I love sharing those memories with my brothers. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. The memory I was actually going to share is normally our family will gather around the tree, as I said before, and then we'll open up some presents, or we won't because me and my brother don't have jobs. So I'm like, we'll just sit there, we'll hang out around the tree, and it'll be good.
I know you got Pringles in the drawer over there.
Okay, listen.
Put a bow on that.
Hey, I didn't buy the Pringles. Okay, I did not buy the Pringles. Okay, listen.
You can regift, man. It's okay.
Anyways, point is,
dude is exposing the snack drawer. That is like a crime.
Exposing the fact that I have Ritz crackers and
he's exposing your snack drawer, man. Someone's gonna see this video and they're gonna know where your snacks are, Falcon.
Nah, you need to give those Pringles away.
No,
you need to give those Pringles away, and someone needs to give you some protein. Put some meat on those bones.
Listen, dude. Okay, I might be skinny, but I promise I eat protein. I promise. Oh my goodness. Anyways, we gather around the tree, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Have some fun. We open up some presents. Okay. When we gather around the tree, we normally talk like for a long time because when our dad is there, we just hang out. Our dad, like, so I have this YouTube channel, right? Yeah, and I post these funny videos, right? Okay, my dad is naturally funny. He will just talk and like he will just naturally make jokes that'll make our whole family laugh. And like his laugh is contagious, so we just continue laughing.
Yeah. So you take after your mom? Is that?
That's brutal. This guy can't.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah.
I get through my story, please. Oh my God.
This man is a maniac.
Dude,
He's a maniac.
Anyways, yeah. Gather around the tree, blah, 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 blah. My dad's laughter is contagious. Okay, all that good stuff. Okay. This year, not this year, but like the year of this memory, okay, we were like, all righty. For some reason, dad was like, all right, I have a theme in mind, and we're all gonna draw a picture relating to that theme, and I'll decide who drew the best one. And we were like, okay, where did that come from? And he was just like, we were like, and so we did it, bro. And like one of the themes was like it was a movie scene, and so it was like from oh my goodness,
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine
Godzilla.
It was not. It's I want to say Home Alone, but it's just not Home Alone. It's
I love Home Alone.
Home Alone is great.
You know what this says down here at the bottom of this shirt?
Yes, I literally know what it says. I've seen the shirt before, and I love it. I should have worn a Christmas
Merry
shirt.
Christmas, you filthy
animal. Oh my gosh, yes, bro.
It was a Christmas movie?
No, it wasn't. That's why I was saying it's not Home Alone. But what's the name of the movie with Greg Heffley in it?
I've never heard that name in my life, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm sad.
I got you, man. Because I know how this feels, so I'm gonna.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah.
Okay, Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Okay.
Anyways, point is, that was the theme. We all had to draw pictures, and like it was just pictures from like scenes that we most remembered from that movie, and it was just that memory will live in my brain forever.
That's awesome.
Because it was so funny to see all of our different skills at drawing. Because like obviously our moms looked the best, but I mean the scene she chose was like all right, and then like our dad chose probably one of the best scenes, but like his art looked so bad. And then, like me over here, young, trying to be aspiring artist, definitely not aspiring artist now. Like wrote something that was art, but they had no idea what scene I chose. Okay, my brother Quentin, with the best memory in the world for movies, he had a great scene picked out, but we were like, is that a person? Like, or is that like a wall, or I can't tell what that is. But it was good. It was so much fun. And I remember that all the time.
That's cool. Great. That's cool. Dude, your dad sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
Really is.
Sounds like a really good dad.
For real.
I love him. See, if you didn't interrupt me, it would have been a quick story, but
look, you're like the little brother I never had, okay?
Fair.
I'll take
and
that.
I love you as a little brother. So I can't help it. I gotta make fun of you every once in a while.
Bro, I already have 5 older brothers, bro. I have four older brothers. Okay, I don't need to get roasted by another person. Dude, it's just funny coming out of you though. You Eastern, right?
Okay. So typically what my family does is we'll hang out Christmas Eve and then open at midnight. If you know anyone that does that,
you do presents at midnight.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So the thing is that like I knew better not to ask for games throughout the year, but I knew I could ask on Christmas. so the funny part is I would always be like so tired, so I couldn't play like what I opened, you know. But yeah, just like having good food, having family around all day on Christmas Eve. We're gonna be doing that this Christmas. I think where I got my love for gaming, I don't think I ever told this story before. Was the morning of I got my PlayStation 1 and I got the game called Namco Museum Volume 1.
Ooh, wow.
Now in this game,
like a collection of games.
It is a collection of games.
Like
now,
Pac-Man
you know what I mean? Yup. But the thing is, you're walking through a museum before you play the game. And like me, little old me, you know what I mean? Never played a game before in his life, but outside of like Sega Genesis. But I shouldn't say that. I played games before, but I never played anything like this. Yeah. It was like 3D, an immersive experience. So, you know, I turned it on and I'll never forget, like each arcade game had its own museum gallery. it was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. And like obviously the graphics don't hold up now to this day, but at the time, you know, it was so cool because there was a lot of trivia, a lot of history. You could really like see each display, and that's when I really grew an appreciation for like game culture and history. And I was just like so fascinated as a kid. I'm like this is so cool. And I'm just playing like arcade games here. So I would say that sparked something in me that I think is what like captured me and kind of made me love video games forever, because I at that moment I was like, there's something here that's unique, and it's like art, you know, because there was like art displays. I know it takes artwork. The music is iconic. Like I can think of the Pac-Man intro now off the top of my head just from knowing that, you know, just from experiencing that. So yeah. I would say that's my fondest Christmas memory, was just waking up that morning. You know, everyone's pretty much asleep because all the adults like stay up later than I could have. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they're still sleeping, and I'm up by myself just walking through a museum. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. And as a kid, like I could appreciate museums. There was like dinosaur museums and stuff. So I always thought it was cool, you know? Yeah. But here I am. I got a museum at home, you know?
Thing.
It's just, yeah, I can't even begin to explain what that did to me outside of like, it just really captured my love for gaming. I'm like, see, this is cool. This is awesome. Like, why I was thinking like, man, like, why can't we have like, you know, a museum of these types of movies or shows or whatever, you know? I'm like, man, like the fact that we can do this for a video game, like imagine, you know, and your mind just starts going crazy about it. So that's cool. Oh yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I never forget it, man. Like they did a really good job with that. And even for its time, like I said, because it was like first person, you walk through, and yeah, there's just like a different exhibits. And then they had one in my town recently. It was like a video game exhibit. And so it was like I was reliving my childhood in that museum. And I was like, I don't think you guys understand how amazing this is. You know, like we need more of these, because I feel like it's good to have a little joy sometimes. I don't know. I think it could be a blessing, you know, be a little happy sometimes. Yeah.
Just a little bit,
you know, just have some fun, enjoy some goofy stuff. You know, Pac-Man, it's a goofy game. You know, it's a goofy game.
Is. I mean, you can't eat. Everybody knows you can't eat a ghost. I mean, come on.
right. You know, but I loved it. Yeah.
You said you thought of the theme, and once you said it, I literally thought of the theme in my head.
Yeah. You can hear it. It's like, nice. It's crazy. And there was like so much trivia. Like apparently, unless you guys know outside of this, Pac-Man was the first game to ever introduce cutscenes in between levels.
Really?
Yeah. You know the little cutscenes?
Yeah.
The little comedy scenes, you were like, yeah, that one.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that. Yeah, see, I still remember that trivia. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That actually is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll fact check myself, but it's like it's stuff like that.
It's literally me. Anytime I try and tell someone something's true, I'm like, "Oh yeah, this actually happened," and then I'm like,
"Yeah,
Siri." Like,
yep, Pac-Man. Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
1983. Yep,
man.
First ever video game cutscene, which ties into like my love for games like Metal Gear or narrative-driven games. Like, I really appreciate that because you know it's really bridging that gap. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
That's awesome. So basically I have like 3 stories that are all kind of connected. Okay. But it's a theme. All right. And I'll just tell that one first. I was not allowed, like my parents didn't allow me to have any video game stuff until this one year. I think I was in like 2nd grade, and we went to Christmas, like family Christmas at my grandparents' house. And we used to we would open presents youngest to oldest, and you'd open one and it would go around the whole circle, and then you get to open your next one, and it took a while, and it was kind of like torture because you're sitting there, you're holding the present, you know, that's yours, and you're a kid, you know, it just takes forever to get around the circle. But I loved doing that, and I loved kind of, I don't know, I have a fondness for that building anticipation of what's in this package in my hand. You're kind of feeling it. You're kind of like shaking it a little bit, see if you can figure it out, you know? And I had this one box that was like kind of bigger, and I just couldn't figure out. I was like, I don't know what this is. It came my turn, and I started pulling the paper back, and I was like, there's no way that this is what this box looks like. And it was a Nintendo Entertainment System.
No,
that my grandparents got me, and not my parents, my grandparents. My grandparents got it for me, and I think this was actually, I'm pretty sure that the Super Nintendo had already come out, and they probably got it like on clearance or something, like a pretty good sale on it. But it was my first video game console, and I mean, I was like so excited, and my cousin was like, "Oh, it comes with Mario. It's in the console. And so I opened it up and I'm looking at it. And Mario wasn't in there. And because they stopped packing in Mario because it was like the end of the Nintendo's life, right? So they're just making it like as cheap as possible at that point, I think. And so they stopped packing in the game with it. Kind of, you know, like they used to pack in Wii Sports with the Wii until like the very end. And then they stopped doing that. So anyway, that was a little disappointing. But I ended up getting the game for Christmas, like later, like the next day or something. So that was cool. And then when I was in 6th grade,
they skipped a couple of years.
I skipped the Genesis Super Nintendo generation completely. 6th grade comes around and the Nintendo 64 came out. It was really hard to find that year when it came out, when it launched. And I got up Christmas morning and my parents had gotten me a Nintendo 64. And I was like the only kid in school that had a Nintendo 64.
Yo.
Right? And so that was really, and they got me Super Mario 64. And I think I got Shadows of the Empire, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. You played that game? That's a pretty good Star Wars game
I can't say I've played it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah. And I played the heck out of Super Mario 64. I played that game so many times. So that was a really good one. And then I think like my senior year of high school, back at my grandparents' house, I only had like 2 presents or something, and one of them looked like it was, I don't remember, it was probably like a pair of socks or something like that. But all my extended family had pooled their money and they bought me a Nintendo GameCube, and that was super exciting. Right?
Oh my goodness.
Dude, dang,
because I really wanted
so good.
I really wanted a GameCube, and they put all their money together and got me a GameCube. So that was really cool. And that was cool because then, like, I don't know, I ended up, it was like, had a handle on it. So it was meant to be portable. I started putting it in my backpack and taking it to school. And when we'd have free time at school, I would hook it up to the TV in the classroom and we'd be like playing 007 Nightfire and stuff at school. It was awesome.
Dude,
bro. Yeah.
Dude, tell me Nightfire wasn't that game. What?
It was so good.
It's so good. Oh man, dude. That campaign would put Modern Warfare 3's campaign to the test. Oh, yeah. It was so good.
And
good.
The multiplayer was really good too. The split screen. It was a really underrated game, I feel like.
Oh, 100%, because it really made you feel like a beast of abuse. Like you felt like James Bond. Yeah. You were cool. Yeah. You were that guy. You were him. You were him.
Yeah. It was a good game. It was
so good.
Yeah. Yeah. So the theme is Nintendo. Like, growing up, I never had any other console. I always had Nintendo consoles, and that's it. It wasn't until the PS5 came out that I broke away from Nintendo and got my first non-Nintendo console. So yeah. And most of those stories were Christmas related. So, and then my other fond memory, not video game related, was this year I vandalized the school.
Oh my goodness. What?
I'm confessing here on YouTube. Okay.
It's not a good idea.
Well, I got caught. I mean, I served my time, Falcon. It's going to be okay.
Okay.
I was in first grade.
Oh man. Hooking and jiving.
I'm going to need a cracker for this one.
And I went to there was a teacher who asked me to go get her permanent marker, like whatever, I can't remember what the brand was. It wasn't a Sharpie, but it was a permanent marker, like a black marker, from her desk drawer. But we were in the library and I had to go all the way to her classroom, which was on a different floor to get it.
I just want to say this is her fault.
I went and got it. I found it in the desk drawer. I said, all right, but I don't want to walk all the way back to the library to know if it works or not. So I should probably like test it out. And like, that was a legitimate thought that I had in my mind. I need to test this and make sure it works first, right? That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
And so she had this huge like desk calendar on the desk, and I made a little mark on the desk calendar, and I was like, oh, that works really well. I was like, let me try that again.
Oh, no.
I made a bigger mark, and then I like drew around the whole calendar with the marker. And then I was like, this works really, really well. And then I looked up and I saw there were 2 doors to exit this classroom, but one of the doors went to the art room. And on the door, it had in huge letters the word art, like down vertical down the door. It had the word arts actually. And I went over there and outlined the giant letters ARTS with the permanent marker. And then because the stairs went up to the art room, it had like murals down the stairwell. I drew down the entire stairwell walking down the stairs. I made a lot of marks, okay, that shouldn't have been made. I was a vandal, and I got caught. Obviously, it was very noticeable, and I had to go to the principal's office, and I'm pretty sure I cried, and I said I was sorry. And my punishment was that I had to, during recess, I had to clean the permanent marker marks off of all the surfaces. And until they were all gone and all of it was cleaned off, I couldn't go to recess. So that was my punishment.
Dang.
And
bro was playing Jet Set Radio with a permanent marker, bro.
Oh my goodness, bro. He ain't using one of the erasable cans, bro. Come on, man. Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
I didn't have one of those. So I served my time, but I was convinced it wasn't too long. It wasn't too much before Christmas. And I was convinced in my head that I was not getting anything for Christmas because I had been bad. Like I felt really bad about it. And I knew that it was the wrong thing to do. It was a bad thing that I did. I knew that. And I don't know what came over me in those like 5 minutes that I decided to put all these marks everywhere, because it took me like a week to clean them off. 5 minutes can cost you a lot, kids. Remember that.
Yeah.
So I was convinced I wasn't going to get anything for Christmas. And I remember waking up like really early Christmas morning and just being like almost sad. Like I'm going to go in there and my sister is going to have presents under the tree and there's just not going to be anything for me. And I got up and I walked in there, like I kind of snuck in there. I was being real quiet about it because I didn't want to wake anybody else up. Nobody else was awake. And I walked in there and I had presents for me under the tree. And one of the presents was a remote control truck. Like a monster truck. And I got so excited. My next thought was, crap, I got to get back in bed before somebody knows I'm out of bed because they're going to take all these presents back. And so I like jetted back to the room. But my point in telling that story is that, man, sometimes we make bad choices. I thank God that in the midst of those bad choices, there is grace and forgiveness that is available.
Yeah.
And that we are not disqualified from the gift that is Jesus Christ this Christmas season because of our wrong decisions and our wrong actions, that he still is offering himself to us to be our friend, to be our confidant, to be our savior, and praise God for that. So
Yeah.
Praise God, yeah.
Dude, yes, sir.
Wow.
What a story.
I like that.
I was a vandal.
You didn't know I was a graffiti artist, did you?
No,
Yeah,
man.
no wonder you get on my back so much. It's because you don't want to talk about your relived past.
Nah.
Oh,
Bro had a 15-minute life of crime.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, more like a week life of crime. He had to serve out the sentence.
Yeah, sure did. Absolutely
Oh my
did.
goodness, bro.
That's funny.
Dude,
Well,
community service for a week.
here for the last 15 minutes or so, I want to do like a year in review, and I want to hear just what your favorite game of the year has been, and maybe what you're looking forward to in 2024, if there is anything. It's been a really crazy year. I mean, we've had a lot of good games,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and that's what made the Game of the Year awards so tricky, I think, even for Jeff Keighley and his team to pick those games that were going to be on nominated for awards, because there's just so many to choose from. But sometimes what they might pick might not be what we pick. So I just wonder if there's something else that you played this year that you really, really loved.
First would definitely be the Resident Evil 4 remake. I think
Mm-hmm.
not only because of what it brought out, but also because I did a challenge against another content creator, Super Rocker. We both played on the hardest difficulty.
Oh my
Whoever got the
goodness.
most deaths had to punishment. So there's a little bit of a bonding moment slash, a challenge that I did with the game. So that's maybe more why I had a fond memory of that game.
I remember when you did that challenge. It was because I was still in school when you did that challenge.
Yeah.
And every single time you did it, I couldn't watch the stream, bro.
Yeah. I was doing so good. I was having such a good time with that game. Definitely, obviously, Spider-Man for sure is up there. I mean, I had such a good time. So much good content came out of that game. It's a big part of my pool now. And then I think playing Remnant 2 was cool because I did a little charity challenge with my cousin and we donated to St. Jude's. So fond memory there. Gameplay was solid. I'm not a big fan of the Souls games, controversially speaking, but I do like that game has guns. So it's like a Souls game, but with guns. And that is so cool. So definitely, I would put that maybe top 3 for sure. Obviously, along with Bomb Rush Cyberpunk for the Jet Set Radio feel that I've been wanting for so long. There's so many more that I've wanted to play. I haven't had a chance to, Mario RPG. I'll be playing that Christmas. So, very excited to play that. But outside of that, what I'm looking forward to definitely would be Persona 3 remake when that comes out right around my birthday. Super excited for that. That's a guaranteed stream that I'm going to be playing that all the way through. That game is just
you gonna take notes?
I am good. You remember, right? That's one of the only games I ever had to take notes.
A top-down camera that's gonna have where we can see you in your note taking while we're watching.
You know what, man? If I had got it on PC, I would definitely make sticky notes. But I'm gonna definitely have to make a little notepad or something because. That's like I told you before, that's one of the few games you actually got to pay attention to. Like when you're in class, you got to make sure you remember things because that helps with your stats. There's birthdays you got to remember, events you got to remember, but it's all worth it in the end. I don't know if you would know as well, but like, is it really true that Wolverine might drop next year? Because they didn't announce anything.
I mean, it could. It won't be till the second half of the year for sure if it does, but it probably won't. It'll probably be 2025.
That's what I'm thinking.
But, I mean, there's a chance, but
there is a chance. Yeah, I highly doubt it. So if it doesn't, then I guess I'll say I'm excited for Blade, but I'm not as much as Wolverine. I mean, it's Wolverine. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But outside of those two, I can't think of much else.
Yeah.
I think. Well, no. Hold on. Isn't Paper Mario coming out next year?
Yeah, Thousand Year Door. Yeah. That's one of mine that I'm looking forward to.
That would be up there for me then. Because I'll have my Switch by then, hopefully. So,
yeah, I think that's going to be really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I think some of my favorite moments of the past year, definitely the shadow drop of Hi-Fi Rush in February. That was an incredible moment that just nobody saw coming, and I love that because so many things get leaked and spoiled now. Almost every week there's something that leaks or gets spoiled.
Yeah.
And to have like a game that's such a high caliber game that just nobody knew existed, and then it was just here and we got to all enjoy it without anybody ruining anything. That was really cool. I loved that. One of my favorite gaming memories of this year was starting the channel. That was one of them because that's been a fun little adventure that I didn't expect to do quite as well as it has done. And it's just been really cool. I met a lot of cool people, including the two of you, and that's pretty awesome. Then Jedi Survivor actually really surprised me. I used to be a huge Star Wars nerd, and the last few years I kind of have I haven't been as hyped about Star Wars, but that game really surprised me. I really, really loved the story in that game. And enjoyed pretty much every minute of it. And I had played the first one, Fallen Order, and just was like, it's okay. But they really it's a true sequel in that they took what they did in the first one, and I think they took a lot of fan feedback, and I think they just improved everything. Like they fixed some gameplay mechanics that kind of bogged down the first game, and really made the second one just so good, and I loved it. So that was one of my favorite games of this year. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many choices. Tears of the Kingdom was so good. Mario Wonder, man, like I said, I think I told you guys at some point, I was like, okay, like Spider-Man 2 is so good. I'm like, it's so action packed. You're on the edge of your seat. It's this huge, like, narrative driven game, and you have all these superpowers, and you feel like Spider-Man. Like it's just so good. And but then when I was playing Mario Wonder, I finished a level, and I would just have this like almost like out of body experience moment where like self-realization where I'm like, I'm smiling. Like I'm just like smiling. And I didn't know
that on the podcast. You said that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know I was smiling until I would finish the level and I wouldn't have to be thinking about the level anymore. And then all of a sudden I realized, hey, my cheeks hurt. And it's because I've been smiling this whole time. Like it was just such a joyful game. Like it just made me so happy. And so that was a really good one. Man, it's just been such a great year. Such a great year for games.
Yeah. I think my favorite game this year has probably been, and I know it's kind of difficult to say because there's just so many games like we already talked about, but dude, I kind of have to agree with you there. Like Mario Wonder, when I think back at the games that have come out this year that I've played, Mario Wonder is definitely probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Even with the release of Mario RPG and with Spider-Man, I didn't get to play Spider-Man, and Mario RPG has already come out before. Like a new game, like Mario Wonder it was so good. And when I was playing it, even though my streams weren't that good on it, like that wasn't really the best thing about it, in my opinion. I love just playing the game in general. It was just so much fun. I enjoyed it. My community loved it too. So it was just so much fun. And I loved it. I loved it, man.
Yeah,
Mario games have already hold a close place to my heart. So
yeah.
Me too. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I know a lot of people were like, why is Mario Wonder up for Game of the Year? Like, if you look at the list, it was pretty obvious that one of these doesn't belong. Like, one of them doesn't seem like all the others. And it was Mario Wonder. But the people who thought that obviously didn't play the game. Like, the game was just so good. Like,
it really was.
I don't even know how to describe it because it's so like zany.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. Like
that's a perfect word to describe that game. That game is literally like the definition of that game is like, imagine I open up this water bottle and then there's like popcorn inside of it. Like it's like popcorn doesn't go in a water bottle. It's like dude.
Yeah,
like, that's the literal definition of this game. It's just so random. It's kooky. It's like, dude, who was in the studio thinking of this?
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
But that's what makes it so great is all the surprises and just the crazy things that happen. I mean, I loved it. I
Agreed. I need to put back the lid on my water bottle before I accidentally tip it over on all my electronics on this table.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I don't worry, I won't. No, but I think the other thing that I have, like one of my favorite memories was definitely starting the YouTube channel. I know Omari didn't come out this year, or Omori. Like I know it didn't come out this year, but if it did, that definitely would have been one of my favorite games because like that game's gonna hold a close place to my heart forever now. Because that's how I started off my YouTube channel. I recorded a video and then I edited it with CapCut because I didn't have Adobe Premiere, and so I used like the free editing software that didn't have premium features until later. So I got to use everything that I wanted on it. And I don't know, like that memory of editing my first video, knowing that I'd post it on YouTube and people were going to see it. And that's how I was going to start my YouTube journey. Like it was good. I posted it like 5 days after my birthday because I had been editing. I had been editing this video for probably about a month because I was like, well, I can't wait. I can still record a video even if I can't post it because my dad basically said, you got to be 18 in order for you to post your first video because I don't want to have to deal with anything that happens on your channel if you make a mistake.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that's fair. Yeah, because he doesn't want to deal with any logistics if there's something happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
I agree. My first video, other than the welcome to the channel video, which I need to redo, was a review of GoldenEye 007, which re-released. You know, or they didn't do anything to it. They just re-released it this year the way it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, that'll be a really good first one because I played through that game probably 100 times as a teenager. And so it'll be easy for me to review this game. And it was really fun. But just like editing it and like thinking, okay, someone is hopefully going to watch this. And getting those first couple of subscribers that like, I don't know who those people are, but they saw some reason to hit subscribe, even though, I'm reviewing a 20-year-old game for my first video. It was really exciting.
Yeah, of course. I think that's something that almost all YouTubers can relate to. Posting their first video and just knowing that like people are going to see this or they won't. It's like, but yeah, you're creating that first video for your audience. You're beginning that YouTube journey by clicking upload and then the tags and title, everything that the viewers don't see. But like you upload that video and it's just
that's my least favorite part. It's all of the stuff you got to fill out to upload.
Yeah, it's like filling out a form before you post out the video.
I hate forms. I hate paperwork.
I try not to think about it, and for the people who care, I try to automate the process as most as I can. Like if you look at my live streams, it has the same description every single time because I like if I'm playing Fall Guys, it's the Fall Guys description. If I'm playing Mario Wonder, it's the Mario Wonder description. Like it doesn't matter. I try and because I don't want to fill it out every time. I have to say, posting that first video was definitely one of my favorite things.
When you don't know, like it's I don't know, it's kind of scary because you're like, are people gonna like me on here? Are they gonna like what I have to say? Is this gonna look good enough? Like, is this good enough to be on YouTube? You know, I don't know. It was kind of just scary but exciting, and I don't know, all the emotions, I guess.
Yeah. And well, I mean, I think my favorite thing was just I was in my brain. Okay, all the content creators that I had watched, I was like, dude, I get to finally be a content creator. Like, I was like, bro, all these guys that I watch on YouTube, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And people are gonna watch me and hopefully get to the point where I'm like, I want to inspire other people to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to inspire other people to be encouraging and positive while also having fun. Like,
absolutely.
I just wrote a blog post this morning. Like I was telling you guys before, I wrote a bunch of blog posts because of trying to get my website approved. It was called Infusing Your Personality into Your Content. Okay. Now then, well, actually, the full title is Unleashing Your Inner Star, Infusing Your Personality into Your Content. Okay. Now, anyways, point is the okay. Don't laugh.
You're laughing. What do you mean? Don't laugh.
I am. I laugh all the time.
I'm just letting you shine, brother. Go ahead, man.
Just letting your inner star shine. That's what we're doing,
man. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, you're letting me unleash my inner star.
Yeah. You're like a Mario character.
Yeah,
let the power star out.
Oh my goodness. Point is, I made it. Okay, and one of the things that I talk about in some of my blog posts that I made already was just how excited I've been to be able to post videos and be like other content creators. Not saying I want to be like them. I want to be like me, but being able to watch them and seeing them be on YouTube and then getting the opportunity to do that same thing.
Yeah.
It makes me excited whenever I think about that. I can't wait until I can record more and post it out for my audience.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's going to get you through the humps, man. You're going to have to remind yourself that a lot, especially when you're first starting. Yeah.
I remember like when people first started asking me questions, like leaving comments that were like questions that like they were like looking for help. I need help with this. Do you have the answer? Like you might be the expert in this. Can you answer this question?
It's crazy, right?
And it's like, well, I don't know if I'm the expert, but I do know the answer to the question. And that was really exciting just to be able to like help somebody, you know, like,
yeah,
absolutely.
And
I don't think people know how much it brightens my day when they leave a comment and say, hey, I really enjoyed this video.
Yeah.
Like that, it just makes me feel good. Like, even if it was just one person saying, hey, this was really cool, it makes my work feel amazing. Like I'm like, I spent 6 hours editing this thing in total, and now I am super tired, and I posted the video, and then at that point I'm just like, whatever. I hope that people like it, and if they don't, whatever. But like then afterwards, like it's nice seeing that people actually watch the video and leave comments on it. It's
I know.
It's encouraging.
It is encouraging. It's very encouraging. So, speaking of leaving likes and comments, how about Yugi? You tell us where we can find you, buddy, and what you've been working on.
Gotcha. You can catch me on all socials, guys, at Yugi601, typically with an underscore after that. I'm usually on X, formerly known as Twitter, running my trap, and I am currently going to be working on a Christmas rant.
Wow.
I'll leave it at that.
Are you going to rap it?
Okay.
I'm not gonna rap.
Okay.
But I will be rapping gifts. I'm not gonna rap on this one.
With
this
a
one
W.
is gonna with a W. Everything it's all W's.
He's not gonna rap, but he's gonna rap.
Yeah.
Okay, I see, bro.
I got a little bit of a schedule change coming, so I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming very often, but you can always catch my content. It's been doing relatively well. Most of it is commentary. and that's what this rant will be when it drops. So look forward to that, and then I know I'm gonna snatch you up for a podcast here soon. So
Me?
Oh, dude.
yep, you.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Sweet.
time. Yeah.
Dude, I haven't started my podcast series. I need to think of a podcast series, bro. Get my people on some podcasts.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, I want to be able to invite someone to a podcast and be like, hey, you want to be on my podcast?
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the Want to Be on My podcast. Today we're like, literally,
That's
you know
not
what?
bad.
You know what? Let me write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Write it down. When Yugi and I started talking, kind of did a couple of podcast-esque episodes, but it didn't have a name yet.
Yeah.
But since I've named it, this 7th episode, I guess not as regular as I want it to be, but maybe next year I'll get around to, a more regular schedule. But I do enjoy it. I just love like sitting down and just like talking and laughing with you guys and just talking about stuff, because I don't have like a ton of other people in my life who know gaming like you guys do,
Mhm.
And so it's really fun. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, being a dork is awesome.
Dude,
It really
agreed.
is. Like,
Dude, I didn't think I'd be able to relate with with other content creators on YouTube, because the fact that, first of all, I'm so young, okay, in comparison to literally almost every other content creator at like in my range of subscribers or content creation, okay.
yeah.
And then I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect to be able to see other content creators like you guys and meet you guys and relate with you guys and talk to people. And it's so great. This is why I love the podcast so much, because every time I'm here, I'm like, bro, I get to hang out with these awesome dudes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
I love having you on, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a pretty awesome dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
man.
thank
Where
you.
can everybody find you? What are you working on?
Well, if you want to check out this awesome dude, no, not you. No. If you guys want to check me out, you guys can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, or you guys could check out my Instagram on Instagram under _Falcon Tactics. You can also check me out here on YouTube. What I'm currently planning is trying to actually post videos, like 2 videos a week. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm trying. And then you guys can catch me out on my live streams. I'm streaming Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Very cool. Well, I'm Bo from Bo Knows Gaming. I'm working on, I don't even know what I've been working on too many things. I just published a review on this guy back here. It's been playing in the background. I am working on a review of the Backbone 1 controller. It's a mobile controller. This is the PlayStation version, or the one that has PlayStation buttons on it.
Wow.
But it works with all the different services. And it's they stealthily launched a version 2 of this controller and didn't tell anyone. And this is version 2. So,
Oh, dang. Okay, he got it.
There's some things to say.
All right.
And some other stuff too. So I've been doing a lot of retro handheld stuff and some mini PC stuff I'm still working on. But yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
I really want to do. I have a couple of other ideas that I really want to do. I just don't know like how I'm gonna get them done before Christmas. I gotta get them done before Christmas, or it won't work. Because they're kind of seasonal video ideas. But anyway, I appreciate you guys being on here with me tonight. Go check them out. They are fantastic. Got some fantastic content. Consider subscribing and liking and leaving a comment. Leave some questions for us in the comments, and we can maybe answer them in the new year when we come back for episode 8, Lord willing. And hey, thanks for being here. Stay kind and encouraging out there. We'll catch you on the flippity flip.